What's a better color in the fall coming in than a really beautiful blue, and in the world of abstract art, indigo blue? I did 3 paintings for you, all abstract, with some spray paint and some markings, and I recorded the 3 of them. This one is my favorite. The other 2 I like, but I may tweak with a little bit more. But I wanted to share them with you and my process, and just say hello and see how you are all doing. Alright, I am going to paint a abstract on paper. This is Canson watercolor. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to paint, but I'm using this non-glare matte. So I'm going to use a palette here to make some room. So I don't know what colors I'm going to use. I'm just bringing out some golden, high flow. I have regular tubs of golden, and I don't know. I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna start with some. I want to make a lot of blue on this. I'm gonna start like with scrubbing. This is indigo, so this is very blue. I like having different blues in here, so let's see, what else do I have? That's indigo, and I have some primary sienna, and I need to that's a new one, so let's go with the older one. The one I already have open. I gotta dip down in the bottle though. I want to take that off the edge. Okay, there's my blue. I want to add some green in the middle here, and some more of the brown tones. But the green I want to add, I want to make a lot lighter, and I'm going to put some of the blue in, tone it down, and I'm going to be putting some, I think, raw umber in here. So let me just add some in there. Still really want to make that lighter. Over on this side, I want to make it more of the burnt sienna, or the raw umber. I'll just squirt it right on here. And I want to leave some white space, so I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to get a smaller brush and see if I can do some of the same thing. Use some of the green, but I still wanted that green a little lighter. And then blue. Come over, but okay, I'm liking that. I want to add a little. That's good. Gives it a little more value over on this side. Okay, I like that. I like the simplicity of it, and just kind of blend some in. I may want to add on this one a little bit of black, but I love to add black in my paintings, so. I'm going to let this dry because I also want to add some pencil. I'm muting some of this down, adding a little finger texture in there. So we let this dry. And while it's somewhat wet, let's see. And the only other thing I may want to do on this is bring a little more. Oh, my brush just bent. A little rough. I'm bringing the other one over. I think what I may do with this one is I filled up the paper a lot. So I'm going to play with it a little bit. Let's use the shop towel. I kind of muted it down, which is what I wanted. I want to bring this, I want to make it, I should have had more white around the edges, but let's work with this and bring this, fill it in a little bit. And I'm looking for my catalyst while I'm talking, which sometimes I can't paint at the same time. So let's see, where's my catalyst? I'm gonna have to get another one. Somewhere in my studio. I like the one I use all the time. You get kind of used to it. So let's, yeah. I wanted to bring, still I like the lighter green in there. So let's see if I can get some more. Got a lot of markings over here. I'm going to make it a little stronger marking. Sometimes I don't know what the marker is going to do until I do it. What I may want, this is, no, I don't want to use that. What do I want to use? I have a nice solid marker, but this has to be dry. What I'm seeing is these two are like the same size, and I might need more of a value contrast here. So I liked it better before I did that. So I muted that down. Let's turn this around. I may have to bring some of the blue into this just because I filled up the page so much. I may want to incorporate the blue into, make it more of a blue painting. I like that. Okay. Because this was too muted. It needed something dynamic. I think why I like this is because of this mark here. There's enough of an unusualness there that it is attractive to me. So I added a black mark and I'm smearing some out. All right, I like that, kind of balancing the painting out. Read that down. I like the hint of the green. I like the hint of the green there too. We'll continue to let this dry. Let me try to do maybe one more. We'll have 3. This is the last sheet of paper. Again, this is Canson watercolor 12 by 18. Let's start with burnt sienna. It's a little bit different brown. These lids. This is burnt sienna, so it's different. Than the raw umber. What I'm going to do that was a very dirty brush mark that I deliberately put on there. Now let's bring some of the dark blue in. Let's see what we do here. I need something to make it different. Of course, white always does, but I don't think that's what I want. That mutes it down. Let me go ahead and do some marking. So let's bring in some of the green. I did this in a different way. Let's let that dry and see where that's going to take us. I think I need a little bit more work. Alright, so I almost feel like this it's got a lot of the same values going on, except for the black. So what I think I'm is, and I love black, I may go in with a medium-sized brush and add a black mark. I don't want to do too much. I like the scrape. I'm letting that dry a little bit. It's going to have a mat around it, so even though I did smear that. I'm thinking some white, but I think I like to have the white even on top of this. I know that we have a lot going on here, but let's see. What white do I want to use? I need to let this dry. And true to form, if I do the paper towel, I've matted it down. Okay. Now, other paintings, what I have done is I've done circles with my white high flow, and I always like that. So let's see if I like it this time. I actually do, and I may do a little writing there. Is that enough? The reason why I feel I like it is this is all very muted down. Very, muted is a good word. And I've muted a lot of things. I like this mark here because even though I pressed it down, it's got a little bit of an unusual shape. And then this is unusual. Now what I would like, if I can get, is I might ruin it, but a little skipping mark. Those are just adding a little bit different marks in there. Again, we can go back with the pencil. We can even have the pencil go over our white marks. And then with a mat, it's going to bring it all together. Now, do I want to add any color? This has got the same tones of the other colors I have. Let's see. Okay, that's nickel azo gold. And you know what? By itself, I really don't like it, so maybe if I maybe just enough to have given it a little pop. So let's see. Did that give it a little bit more of a color? let's see where this takes us. When it dries, we'll look at all three of them. I'm not thinking that this is going to be my absolute favorite. If I were to mat it a little smaller, here's a white mat that's, of course, these are like my sample mats. You can tell that they have painting. You could actually take these and spray paint them. But sometimes I will lay them down and I can see where I may want to embellish a little bit. Add some more to. I think what's throwing me off is the yellow. I may have just unbalanced it. But that took some of the yellow down. Do I want to add any spray paint? Don't tell me I get one little squirt. Come on. That does something, but maybe if I change the tops here. I don't always know the trick. If you use spray for getting them unstuck, I know I always do a little spray afterwards. All right, that may have given it some balance, so let's knock that back a little bit. I may want a tad of a spray right there. This has got like larger spaces and smaller spaces. And this is indoor paint. It's water-based, not oil-based. I like that better. It's a busy painting, but I think what helps is this white here. It helps take away. I don't want to mess this up. But it makes that, it breaks up all the little smaller things going on with a larger shape. So I like that. So let's all these dry, and then we'll take a look at them as a whole. So I wanted to go over each of these paintings finished. Now this is a 12 by 18, but if you were to enlarge it, look how beautiful it would look in a room. This is like paper framed. You can enlarge it just on canvas. It'd be very easy to take the smaller painting and enlarge it to a larger one. The trick is just to use brushes that are larger. Here's the second one, and it's a little bit more chaotic, a lot more going on. I think this would look great maybe in a office, maybe even in a minimalistic office where you have a juxtaposition of a office that is very clean, and then you have a busy painting. But these paintings, when you get down the colors that you may want to use, and then you blend them together, produce beautiful paintings. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you see the benefit and enjoying practicing painting on small. And these are beautiful. You could do prints with these or just enjoy them framed as they are.